Welcome, welcome to part two of this week's tarot card reading. We've got, I think, quite a bit of a funny spread here. Um, we seem to have an obstacle as far as obstacles for ourselves go, of a very sad and lonely um, person, group. Maybe there's not, you hang out with somebody, maybe they are hanging out, but they don't have really any kind of connection, really any kind of fulfillment in the social relationships there with this lonely dog. Um, so we have this lonely kind of uh, uh, atmosphere overshadowing going on, coupled with this um, inability to accomplish anything, let alone with flying colors. Um, this kind of entitlement and a stubbornness to this uh, entity, adversary, obstacle that we have. I say it's a kind of a funny tarot card reading because, as far as obstacles, if somebody is failing at something and they're really lonely, um, we have a lot of strong cards here. Obviously, it's not going to be that much of an obstacle. So we're the obstacle here in today's tarot card reading. We're about halfway through. Um, we've got the Nine of Wands, which is success in a series and a bender of obstacles being put forth before us. And our hidden influence is the Sun. So I guess a lot of privacy, a lot of separation with the Sun in this Five of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles, and the obstacle is the Lover. So I think the important thing there, whether it's like romantic soulmates or dog soulmates, is that it's a very strong bond. And as far as, I guess, survival and survival of the fittest, that's something that is completely necessary. Which is something I think today, this Five of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles 100% lacks and does not have. Um, so let's see what our outside influence is. Again, we get this card today, the Five of Cups upright. This Five of Cups is about loss. It is a bit similar to the Crow Tarot, but I really want to look at this card in a positive way. In the description, it says that this dog that's crossing the bridge over here is leaving these four behind. But I like the number 5, and as far as leadership qualities and stuff like that, I think a 5 would be a good number for that. And so I would like to think of this more kind of like maybe the 8 of Cups in the Crow Tarot. It kind of has a similar look about it, these two cards. The 8 of Cups in the Crow Tarot is the 8 cups are all lined up, and the crow's there, and there's mountains and the moon, and the crow is ready to start off a journey of faith and spirituality, and having to make some sacrifice, like leaving the cups along the way. But definitely admirable, definitely respected, and I think maybe if the Five of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles was looking at this, they might think that there's similarities there, but obviously it's not true. One is very selfish type of situation and vibes going on, and the other with this Five of Cups, maybe Eight of Cups in the Crow Tarot, is not selfish. Um, uh, Especially seeing that there's some giving up and some form of loss, some manifestation of loss with um, moving forward in something that you have to do. This is kind of like a knight or something. I say the Eight of Cups, but I think a knight would probably um, be very, what is it, relate to this card a lot. Um, and it's going to be especially difficult for us since we value our relationships and soulmates. Um, and obviously not something too difficult for somebody who's lonely and thinks they're entitled to waste other people's time, energy, and money on their endeavors of never accomplishing something. And not only never accomplishing something, but it's completely all right if they don't accomplish it. Um, so our outside influence, we got a hidden influence and an outside influence. They're very strong and interesting cards. I think we have there. Um, I think this is called the Doghouse, right? The Seven of Cards in the Dog Tarot. Um, so yeah, we have a spiritual quest and a spiritual journey going on. Um, Obviously not one of loneliness. Um, so that's good. Uh, so let's see what our advice and solution is. The King of Wands reversed. Isn't this such a funny card? Um, well, it's got a stick and all that. This is the first time I'm getting this card, so give me a second while I read the description. Thank you. Oh, we got the Knight of Wands last time, didn't we? Now we have the King of Wands, which again is a bit solar kind of energy going on here. Mastered the fire element, so that's really good. So this is very interesting, especially for Dog Tarot. Um, our advice and solution, I think, might be a goal. Um, Reverse, I'll just go ahead and read the description of the reversed. So the king starts training for their station when they're just young pups, but actually using the training requires character, commitment, and a sense of duty to something bigger than oneself. When you feel like your regal station entitles you to be combative, pushy, argumentative, and pursuing goals only for your own good, you've lost the whole point of being king. So I think this is a very interesting card, and I think it's very interesting we got the Lovers card and the King of Wands. Usually the Lovers is the Cups. So I think it's very interesting with these, with the fire element that we have going on here. So yeah, this King of Wands is well balanced, mastered the fire element, and very interesting reversed is talks about entitlement. I think especially with the element fire, it's not like you can own fire. I mean, you can have a fireplace, but as far as like owning fire and fire, the meaning it can be ideas is also um, keywords and meaning for fire is ideas. And as far as like you know the I hate to say cave people. I wish I could be a little bit more accurate with it. Um, but the first people to make fire, I wonder if they would say that they owned it or anything like that. I would doubt if we could speak the same language and have this conversation that that is something that they would say they owned. Um, but things can be very different, uh, and things can uh, the sense of entitlement maybe could go into play. Um, there could be we can be anthropologists and maybe archaeologists kind of hat on today, and think that maybe uh, they were very spiritual and stuff like that. Maybe they didn't own the stars, but maybe the stars gave them fire, and maybe they did feel an ownership of that. I don't know. Um, I guess there's different ways to think about things, but as far as entitlement and fire representing ideas and stuff like that, I think is very interesting. Um, Especially with this advice and solution we got going on. This Page of Pentacles and this feeling of loneliness is definitely not going to be solved with a false sense of entitlement, right? Um, it's not going to be helpful for them. But as far as this reverse King of Wands, where is not the worst of the worst, which I think is interesting with this Dog Tarot. In the Cat and Crow tarots, it has the quite opposite meaning of just this quintessential, absolutely something to aspire to uh, element towards the King and Queens. In this Dog Tarot with this King of Wands reversed, is not the complete opposite. It's not something that's goes from the most nurturing to the most sadistic type of situation going on, um, which I think is interesting with fire, right? So yeah, we've got this advice and solution of somebody who's very knowledgeable, knows anything there is to know about this fire element. I would say with relationships, with especially, and uh, also with survival and obstacles that we face and have to overcome in order to survive and continue living in this world. Um, so yeah, I was wanting to go a little bit more with this whole fire thing, but I kind of missed my I had the spark fire element there. I am not the King of Wands. Okay, I had that spark element, or that spark of the idea, the inertia and momentum of the idea. But then it just kind of, as soon as I tried to translate it in my head to y'all, it kind of fell flat. Um, but anyway, relating to the Nine of Pentacles right now. Anyway, so let's see what our future and outcome is. Oh no. This one is such an interesting card, I think. So we have the Six of Swords. We have all of these dog bones. So as far as the dog, this cute little puppy, I don't know, is he a French bulldog or something? This cute little puppy trying to get all these bones that were thrown in the trash is obviously not something we can fault this cute little puppy for. Um, so I think this is an interesting card because to me, I think there's elements here that uh, are not bad, but as far as the description, as far as oh my gosh, the dog got in the trash, um, that's not good, right? Those are bad. Um, and it being the sword element, I think is very interesting too. As far as a dog wanting a bones in the trash, you would think maybe cups because of the food bowls, even though the cups are usually have the collar and leash is usually their imagery here. Um, you would think maybe wands, right? Um, and maybe even pentacles because it's like food and stuff, and I don't know, trash on earth, I don't know. So I think it's interesting that it's here with the swords and the air element. um, so maybe there's something going on with the communication here. As my dad would say, we have a failure to communicate. He would say that he was quoting something, but he would quote it quite often. um, So this to me is unlike the Page of Pentacles. Um, as far as the King being reversed and as far as entitlement goes, um, there might be something to that. I think the Seven of Swords is really interesting, but we didn't get that. We got the Six of Swords. Um, and what this card is about is emphasizes the frenzy, the mental frenzy that maybe this puppy had, being able to smell these bones in the trash and trying to get them, and then um, I guess didn't smell anything else in the trash. I don't know. But it says now this puppy feels bad because these bones were in the trash for a reason, because they were stale. Um, but anyway, I just think it's kind of a interesting card. I think that happens a lot. I think in the our last tarot card reading, was it the Ten of Swords? It was kind of interesting kind of card there. Not an oxymoron, a paradox, I guess. We have a lot of paradoxical kind of stuff going on with our dog tarot sword air element suit. Um, so yeah, the Six of Swords is obviously you can't get mad at the dog, and obviously what should be upsetting is that all these treats were stale before the dog even got to eat them. Um, is what should be the upsetting part about that, right? Whatever that symbolizes to you, and then obviously you would think Pentacle because money. Um, but here we are in the sword element, so we have a lot of fire and stuff like that. So maybe things are happening quick. Maybe I would say this Six of Swords is a complete adversary to this Page of Pentacles, and especially like how they look. I think, I don't know about other tarot card readers, but I can only imagine with these pages, they say, well, this one's in a lot better position than this one. This one should have more respect than this one. But as your tarot card reader, I would say the opposite. I would say this one should have more respect than this one. This one has not wasted any time, and this one is upset that time was wasted, and these bones were wasted. The enjoyment of eating the bones and the money paid for the bones, right? Um, and so, and as far as the Page of Pentacles go, I would say that a lot of opposing factors here. So a pretense, I'd say, would be definitely involved here, which is something usually associated with the Pentacles, especially in the Crow Tarot. Um, um, but yeah, I would say our future and outcome in the of this advice and solution of the reverse King of Wands is probably going to be smart and logical and reasonable. As far as communication, there's something inefficient with communication, maybe. Not completely, because this Sun card is hidden, and so we have the Sun card, the Lover's card, and then this Five of Cups. So as far as our communication goes, I would say nothing is wrong with that. But communication news, this swords and air element is kind of a lot like the planet Mercury, and which is the ruling sign of the Gemini, an air element. But yeah, I would say that our future and outcome is probably going a little bit off of the description in the book. I would say is figuring out waste, what's wasteful, and what's something that maybe is hidden, right? These are in the trash, they were hidden in the trash, and stuff like that. As far as a stale treat, I don't know why you wouldn't give your dog a stale treat. I guess obviously the dog wanted the treats, so yeah, I would say that there is an accomplishment of finding out maybe what was hidden with the Pentacles. Maybe we're gonna find out why our adversary is so lonely in a tangible way, and maybe why they feel entitled and have the ability and authority to attempt something when they obviously are failing at it. With this Page of Pentacles, it seems like there's not this pass-fail situation. But considering the rest of the cards, especially the ones that apply to us, y'all, it seems like this is definitely a pass or fail situation, which is surviving or not surviving type of situation here that applies to us. So for some reason, that's not applying to our obstacle and adversary today, which I think is interesting. And here, this cute little dog here is going to be figuring that out. Which looks a little bit like the Three of Pentacles in the Dog Tarot, but here we have the air element, Six of Swords here, instead of the Three of Pentacles. So I think that's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and draw and try to get that in this video. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I usually show you all the deck, that's right. So here's the deck. We got past, obstacle, future, and outcome. Also known as the Dog House in Dog Tarot. Okay. So what should I draw? Let me get that on it. Okay, so right now I just have this kind of thing going on. There's not much barking going on. I think some cards can have the dog barking, but other than the Page of Pentacles, these don't seem like very loud puppies right now. It's kind of a non-verbal communication, no barking. And also the nose, right? The dogs, don't they say with dogs, they get their tactile sense from their nose. Um, as far as tactile sense, with dogs, you'd say they're olfactory, right? The nose, right? I don't know if it's the same word with dogs. But their noses, nonetheless, are an important part of their brain processes. So, the mouth and nose is a star. And I think it's also interesting considering that if you just want to throw it in there, fireworks, I guess, are also symbolic of bringing in a new year and fresh start. Which obviously fireworks, the element there is fire. So, I'd take that for what you will. Okay, and then really emphasized our hidden influence, the Sun tarot card. Uh, yeah. And this Five of Cups and the Lover's card, I think I was trying to emphasize here. with collars and leashes. Obviously, with humans, it's not good. But here I just drew her neck where the collar and leash should go as hearts with wings. Okay, so she's got as far as the bones go. I draw skeletons, and when I draw the body of the skeleton, I make their the bones into little hearts there. Um, so it being this dark tarot, she's got a bit of a one of the snow globes in her heart there. But that's okay because she's got these others right here, and it I guess temporary, which I guess is a bit like the Crow Tarot with the heart energy, um, and also not lonely, right? Um, and she's got her hands up. She's got her hands up, I guess, in the sun. I don't know, but that's her upper arm and her forearm there. So yeah. And I think that's going to be my drawing. Now that I think about it, I think that's good. I was thinking about maybe doing something on their hands, but I think that should be fine. dogs didn't really use their paws for much anyway, other than digging and stuff like that. So yeah, that's today and this week's tarot card reading. I hope y'all enjoyed. As always, let me know, or don't let me know. It's fine. And yeah, it looks like things are going to turn out well. A very positive spread for us, and so yeah, another positive tarot card reading, which is great. So uh, I'm go see when my sister Kimmy is gonna come over and stuff like that. But other than that, it was nice hanging out with y'all. And as always, I look forward to the next tarot card reading. Uh, maybe I won't be here, maybe I will be. I'm ready at a moment's notice. Okay, a moment's notice. I'm ready. So anyway, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later.